Hello, Mr. Mack-Poole, and today we're looking at separation of powers for the Enlightenment philosophy, and in particular, we're looking at Baron de Montesquieu. Okay, to become truly great, one has to stand with people, not above them. What a quote! Now, Montesquieu was an Enlightenment philosopher who, probably preceding to Karl Marx, had the most impact on society as a whole. And still today, I mean, debatably, we could say that he still has an amazing impact, because the American Constitution is completely shaped by his work, as is the French Constitution, and even the British Constitution changed recently. Tony Blair made the judiciary more independent, and without Montesquieu, it's very doubtful whether that would have happened. So we're talking about a man who's made a tremendous impact on the West, on Western society, and not just on Western society, the world as a whole. Many nations' constitutions on the continents of Africa, in Asia, in various continents of the world, they have constitutions which are shaped by his work. So, what did he write? And who was he? Well, going back there, he was a Frenchman. He was born in 1689. He died in 1755. So you can see that his ideas are a longer-term cause of the French Revolution, if the Enlightenment could cause the French Revolution, and basically it did. So his ideas was basically that if power was condensed into one person, i.e. a king, then power was tyrannical and therefore bad. So what is preferable is to separate powers into the legislative, which we have here on the left, and in America, they have two different houses to further separate those powers. An executive, and it's not just the president, the vice president, it's his cabinet. And the judiciary, which is formed of, obviously, judges. And each of these would be a check and balance on the other. So this would prevent tyranny. Now, the purity of this idea is quite amazing. Okay? As political philosophy goes, I've not seen many better systems than this. I mean, and I think even Mr. Whitney, this could be applied at a Marxist level. There's no reason why a Marxist country couldn't operate in such a way. So he wrote, his most famous work was called The Spirit of the Laws, or De l'Esprit des Lois, and it covers a multitude of topics. However, okay, most importantly, it covers the separation of powers. Okay, he wrote some brilliant quotes. There is no greater tyranny than that which is perpetuated under the shield of law and in the name of justice. To become truly great, one has to stand with people, not above them. Power ought to serve as a check to power. Brilliant line. Power ought to serve as a check to power. Useless laws weaken the necessary laws. But I'm not going to read for every single one of these. But a lot of these quotes, they're like, in the salons of France where ideas were being debated, we're talking about a man here whose work influenced the world, and his ideas were translated and written in English, which is why they had such a great impact on the American Constitution. If you look at the American Constitution, it's completely shaped by his ideas. So we know that he was massively influential in the English-speaking world and the French-speaking world. So therefore, he can be seen as a definitive long-term cause of the French Revolution, or longer-term cause of the French Revolution. Okay, so we can see how the Enlightenment had a clear hand in it, because the Constitution, which the French would adopt later, would be upon his ideas. Also, all right, let's share this tab instead here. What I've done, I've created a Google Doc as per usual, with a little summary of he was there, and a nice article here, and it's got some of his writings, some of his quotes in it there, and I'll put the link on that on this Google Docs so that you can find his work and quote from it. And essentially, you need to write at least 300 words on how this could be a longer-term cause for the French Revolution. Okay? So I'd like you to do that pretty much from now. And I'll stop presenting. and I'll stop recording. And that is your day's work.